Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another lecture. In today's class, we are going to cover the non-executive directors, and this is the topic which is tested many times into the exam. And by this lecture, I will make sure that if the question comes from the non-executive director area in the exam, you will score full marks out of that area. So be focused and listen to each and every word which I'm going to tell you, right? So first, if I talk about the non-executive directors, we have covered this thing before that these are the directors. These are the directors who are actually the part-time director. They don't take the they don't participate in the day-to-day activities or the operational activities of the company. They participate into the strategy making of the company. They are the outsider. Why they are outsider? Because they are independent. They are not employees of the company. They do not have the shares. They don't take any kind of salary from the company. So they become outsider and independent. And they, even if they are taking any salary, it is very fixed amount. It is not linked with the performance of the company. So they have no conflict of interest. They have no threat that maybe if the company's performance will go up, they will have gain. If the company's performance go down, they will not have the gain. No, they have no such kind of incentive. So they have the fixed salary which is not linked with the performance of the company, and only they get a very nominal fee just for attending the meetings of the company, right? So this is the non-executive directors. Now, if I talk about the role of non-executive directors, what it is. Number one is that they participate in the strategy making of the company. All right, they don't take participate into the day-to-day activities or the operational matters. Performance evaluation of the executive full-time directors, including the CEO. Remember that uh, you have to actually do the performance evaluation of the board as well, and board includes the CEO as well. So how can this be possible that the board themselves evaluate them, because they will not be independent, then they cannot do the evaluation independently. For that you need someone independent, and non-executive directors are the independent people, because they are not taking part into the business operations, so they can evaluate the business operation with the independent eyes. They can evaluate the performance of all executive directors and the CEO as well, because they are in the position, they are independent, right? Provides the outside and independent input, because the independent directors, they are the outsiders, and they are also directors in the other companies of the industry. So they bring the knowledge of the other companies as well. They bring the fresh and the outside viewpoint for the company, which the people in the company cannot see. All right, so they bring the outside knowledge and the input, and from the other companies as well, where they are also non-executive directors. Provides the extensive knowledge of the industry, as they hold offices in the other companies in the industry as well. Perform risk management of system, again, to perform the risk management, remove this word system here. This is not system. They perform the risk management. Again, risk management means that you are going to actually manage the risk related to the whole business, all the activities, all the departments, all the procedures and the processes, and only they can do this because they are independent. Because if you will ask the operational director to perform the evaluation of the operational activities, finance director to perform the risk management of the finance activities, they will do it, but they cannot do it independently. So you need someone who is independent and who can review these things from the independent perspective, and these are the non-executive directors. All right, training training and succession planning of the directors. Again, how much, what are the weak areas of the director. When they will do the performance evaluation of the directors, they are going to identify that what are the weak link, what are the weak directors, what are the training needs of the board. All right, and also the succession planning, whenever some directors are going to retire, or maybe there arises some casual vacancy due to any accident, any death, or maybe any kind of activity, right? If the casual vacancy arises, who is going to replace which person, and are you training the senior management to take the role of the directors in the future, so that the company gets the continuous leadership. They don't face the this issue that they have the difficulty in finding the resource. So they do the succession planning as well for the company. Remuneration and incentive planning of the board. Again, that's a very simple thing. That if you will give this authority to the directors that decide your remuneration and the incentive, again it's a conflict of interest, because if you are saying them that decide your own salary, they will decide it to the highest level. The independent director who are only taking the fixed salaries and they are independent, they should do this and they are the perfect candidate to do this job, and that is their role. So these are the role of the independent directors. All right, now if I move ahead and I say that what are the advantages of having the independent directors and what are the challenges in having the non-executive directors, let's see them. Number one advantage is that they bring the independent and the outside viewpoint and the input and the knowledge, extensive knowledge of the industry. They have extensive knowledge because they are independent director on the other companies in the industry as well, so they have the good understanding of the industry, business and the environment. Confidence of the shareholders, since they are independent, so the shareholders are now going to be confident that the performance evaluation, risk management, remuneration strategies, everything is going to be appropriate because the people who are going to review it, do it, they are going to be independent people. All right, and they are going to work in the best interest of the shareholders. Compliance with the listing requirement, in many companies, when your company is listed, it is the requirement that your board should have the sufficient number of the non-executive directors. All right, so by having them, you will become the compliant with the listing requirements. Then we have the challenges. What are the challenges? It is hard to find the appropriate non-executive directors. Because non-executive directors, they not taking any remuneration from you, not taking any incentive from you. Uh, they have no benefit. So it's very difficult to find someone who is motivated enough to do good for the company without any incentive or without any remuneration. Then difficult to find 100% independent person, no conflict of interest, because when they are directors in different companies, so somehow they make some relationship with the company and the other people. They have good relationship with the industry. So it becomes sometimes difficult to find the 100% independent person, because that director is not taking the remuneration from you, but might be this thing that on the board there is a wife of the independent director, maybe some friend, brother, in-laws, or any good friend, or any someone who is familiar with them, or maybe the director has some companies in the industry and you are doing business with them. So there might arise some scenarios due to which you would face difficulty in finding the independent person who is 100% independent, right? Because it is very usual that somehow some person has some kind of interest. All right, then compensation is less than the responsibility. Again, if the compensation is less and the responsibility, see, these all responsibilities we just talked about, these are huge responsibilities, right? And you are giving them nothing. So sometimes they go low on motivation. So it's one of the challenge to keep them motivated. No stake, no stake, no stake, no commitment, no dedication, because they do not have any stake in the company. They are doing it for their reputation, for their profile building. All right, so when they don't have any stake into the business of the company at many times, so they don't show any commitment and there is no dedication. It's somehow challenges. I'm not saying that it always happen, but it might happen, and it is the factor which exists. All right, this is one of the challenge for you. All right, so now the last thing about this topic is that mandatory requirement to be the non-executive director. In order to become the non-executive director, these are the things which you must check. Because if you non-comply with any of them, you will not any more non-executive directors or the independent director. What they are: number one, no business or financial transaction with the company in the recent time, 3 to 5 years. You should not be involved in any kind of financial transaction or the business relationship with the company, because if you have, now you have a business relationship, so you are not independent because you have a relationship, any kind of. All right, not being employed by the company in the last 5 years, you should not be employed, because if you are employed, your relationship is there. All right, and also you have some stake with the company. And again, in last 5 years, if you are employee, then you must have done something in the company. How can you now become non-executive director and review your own work? You cannot do this. All right, it won't be independent review. cannot be non-executive director for more than 9 years, because if you are non-executive director for any company for more than 9 years, now you are there for 9 years. Now you are actually the part, you are family to the company, and you have familiarity with many people. So how you are independent now? No, no, you are not. So that's the limit. And after 9 years, you have to take the break, a cooling off period. And in different jurisdiction, this cooling off period is of different years, maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 1 year, whatever. It depends on the jurisdiction. Not have close family or personal link with the executive directors. With executive director, you should not have any link, because you have to be independent from them. You are going to do the performance evaluation of them. Not a significant customer or supplier in the recent time, no business relationship. Not an auditor of the company for the last 3 years, you should not be the auditor. No close family members employed on the senior position of the company. Again, just like the executive directors, you should not have any close or personal relationship with the senior executive, because it will impair your objectivity. It will make you empathetic or sympathetic for them. No cross directorship in other company. Let me give you the example. For example, the company A, company B. On company A, let's say Mr. A is non-executive director, Mr. B is the executive director. And company B, Mr. A is executive director and Mr. B is non-executive director. Now this is called the cross directorship, because where Mr. A is non-executive, he is executive, and where Mr. A is executive, he is non-executive. So now when Mr. A will do the performance evaluation of Mr. B, he will have the threat that Mr. B will also do my performance evaluation. So now they will say, I will scratch your back, you scratch mine, and we won't do each other's independent review. We will not find out your mistakes, your bad performance, and I will save you, you save me. This might happen. And also, while doing the independent review, Mr. A will have the threat that if I would identify the weaknesses or the problems or the mistakes of the Mr. B, he will do the same. So this threat will always create the issue. So there should be no cross directorship. No financial incentive linked with the profit of the company. There should be no financial incentive or the no bonus or the reward which is linked with the profit of the company, because they should be independent. So see how tough conditions are. Now you would come to know that why I said it is difficult to find out someone with the 100% independence, right? So this was all about the independent director. I have covered all the scenarios, all right, all the information details about the non-executive director, and it is the area which is tested many times. So focus on it, and I hope that I was able to explain it with the easy, wording. So see you all in the next lecture. Till then, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.